Hey everybody, welcome back to Baking with Rosehill Sourdough. This is Mike, and today I'm going to be teaching you how to do a deep refresh on your culture. Say you go to bake and your culture looks something like this. You've got a layer of liquid on the top that's maybe clear or even black. You might have a gradient of color within your culture, or the top might look a little bit more gray and dried out, or maybe it just doesn't have that rising power like it used to, and it's getting a little bit too acidic and vinegary. I'm going to teach you how to do a deep refresh to get that culture back to its original rising power. So I like to use a 1:20:20 ratio when I'm doing a deep refresh. That means I'm using 5 grams of culture to 100 grams of water and 100 grams of flour. The culture that I'm feeding today, I've only fed 100% bread flour, so that's what I'm going to be using. But this can also be used for my standard recipe, which uses half bread flour and half wholemeal flour. So I've poured off all of that liquid from the top of my culture, and I've even scraped down a little bit to remove any of those dormant cells that have been sitting on top that might have even turned black in color. And I've weighed out just 5 grams of culture, which really isn't that much, just a little drop of culture in the bottom of the jar. To that, I'm going to add 100 grams of water and 100 grams of flour. I'm going to give that a good mixing. After I'm done mixing and cleaning the sides of the jar, I'm going to add a rubber band just to make sure that I'm seeing some activity in the culture over the next 8 to 12 hours to make sure that I know that it's healthy. I'm going to put the rubber band at the height of the culture now and make sure that I see some kind of rise over the next 8 to 12 hours. This culture has been in the fridge for a couple months, so even if I see any activity at all, I'm going to be happy about that. And if I just see a little bit, that's fine. I'm going to go ahead and continue to feed my culture at the standard 1:2 ratio after this feeding to help build its strength. What this does is limiting the acid carryover from culture to culture and make sure we're capturing that yeast and bacteria and getting the yeast and bacteria healthy again. And this is a photo of this culture after 12 hours. And as you can see, it has doubled in volume, which I'm really happy about. So I'm not going to do a second feeding on this until I'm ready to bake with it. So all I'm going to do now is just tighten the lid and pop it in the refrigerator. That'll be good for another week before I have to refresh it again or feed it to do some baking. And that's how you do a culture deep refresh. If you found this video useful, please give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions, please just leave them in the comments below. If you'd like any more of my tips and tricks, please follow me on Instagram at Rosehill Sourdough. Appreciate you stopping by and hope to see you again really soon.